Hello, and welcome to Just a Breezy Chat. This is the podcast to my YouTube channel, Breezyville. I also have Instagram and a Facebook you can find me at as well as my merch shop. This episode will be a little bit differently because I am going to be talking about a cause that needs to be talked about. Um, so if you'll bear with me, we'll jump into this episode. There is a chance that somebody you know is being sexually abused. There is a chance that somebody you know has been sexually abused. They will never tell you. It is happening whether we want it to or not, and a lot of people choose to ignore it. The problem is, the more we ignore it, the more abusers and attackers get away. Sexual abuse and assault is a common thing that we have been conditioned not to talk about. Did you know that most kids who have been sexually sorry guys, this is a hard topic for me to talk about. Did you know that most kids who have been sexually abused go on to be sexually abused as adults? So there is the hashtag #MeToo movement, and on my True Crime Lounge channel, which you can go and check out, I have talked about cases like R. Kelly, Harvey Weinstein. But the Me Too movement that happened led to R. Kelly, Bill Cosby, and Harvey Weinstein being canceled by Hollywood and paying their dues, paying their time for their crime. So, if you want to go check those out, it's on my True Crime Lounge YouTube channel. You're more than welcome to. Um, but sexual abuse is a cause that is near and dear to me. I don't talk about my story much. It makes me nervous doing it now. But I made peace with my abusers after they died because they could not abuse me anymore. I was scared to say no. I was scared to say something. Um, I was scared that nobody would believe me. So, believe me, so I was happy when it stopped. At the time, I chose to ignore it and not think about it. That led to some interesting. That led to me not trusting, especially guys. That's harder to trust, and especially not telling people my story because I will talk about my neighbors are shooting fireworks, as you can tell. So instead of being abused, angry at my abusers, I let it go and decided to focus my energy on advocating for survivors. You know, at one point, I hated the word victim because by admitting that I was a victim, then I would have to admit that it happened to me. So, but I, so when I became, by the time, so when I admit that I was a survivor of sexual abuse, then that means I have come to terms and found peace. Finding peace is the hard part. Some of them don't even get the chance to find peace. Some of them take their own life before they have a chance to find that peace. So by going from victim to survivor, I decided that instead of being angry at my abusers, even though they are dead, I am going to make peace and advocate for those who feel like they have no voice. I want to help. I want to help people. Um, but let's see. Again, shooting more fireworks. But I want to help others who want to speak but are too scared to say something. So, and one of the ways that I am speaking up is selling T-shirts on my True Crime Lounge merch shop with the profits of that color going to a non-profit of that color. I am also advocating that they remove the statute of limitations on sexual abuse. In Alabama, survivors have 3 years to the day they were abused or assaulted to have some say something. By the time most survivors come to terms, it is the statute of limitations that you can speak up past the statute of limitations. You can speak up by helping remove the statute of limitations. This will help more survivors come forward if and when they choose to. Can we change the face of what sexual abuse looks like? It is not that I knew that person. It is not the way I dress. It is not the way I acted around that person. If I did not consent to it, unless I verbally said yes and I was sure, I did not consent. No means no. And most of the time, it is somebody that you know. Most sexual abuse starts in childhood. We have been taught that it is the woman's fault. It also happens to men, but they are too scared to come forward. I have not met a I have not met a male survivor. I don't know their story, so I can't tell their story. I just know what I heard. But by the time most survivors report their sexual abuse to police, then it is not taken serious. If it makes it to trial, then there is a chance the abuser or the attacker will not get convicted. And if they do get convicted, it's probation at least. Barely any jail time. What's that saying about society as a whole? We need to start speaking up. We need to start learning science of sexual abuse. We need to know that not every victim wants to talk about what happened. Not yet, anyway. They need their time to cope. So by telling somebody, they are scared that they will get looked at differently. But they are also hoping that you will help them. You don't have to go and tell their story. You can just listen and be there for them. You can help make a difference. You can show that it's not okay to have that much power over somebody. When victims become survivors, they are gaining and choosing how to respond to their abuser. Some want to forget that it happened. Some want to change the law. Some want to make a difference. It is not easy because it is something that we all have to live with every day. It leaves a lasting effect on you. It leaves on you who you can trust and who you can't trust. I was doing an episode on Larry Nassar on my True Crime Lounge channel, and I had to stop with that episode a couple of times because I was feeling my trigger point was coming back to me. So I had to stop, take a step back, and then go back and finish the video because I was trying to be as biased as I could, but it was hard. But I knew it was going to be hard. So be an advocate for sexual abuse survivors. Understand that it's not the victim's fault. It is the abuser's and the attacker's fault. April is Sexual Abuse and Assault Awareness. You can help by wearing blue. You can also teal. You can also help by buying a t-shirt at which the profits will go to RAINN. You can go check my merch shop out for that on my True Crime Lounge. You can help by learning what you can do. You can help by speaking up and protecting the child or adult who needs it. Be an advocate for a cause that needs a light on it. You're going to hear a lot of this. But just know you're making a difference in somebody's life by speaking up. Please understand that. Now I'm gonna go see if my neighbors are shooting fireworks or if their subdivision across from me is. But guys, please speak up. Please help out. Go check out the merch shop and everything else. I will see y'all next time.